Hello dear friends, Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. We are discussing about the anatomy of the larynx. The last lecture was about only the introduction of the anatomy of the larynx, right? Its definition, its functions, its location, size, and what is the main skeleton of the larynx composed of. So it was just the introduction. Now, as I had told you, I will discuss about the cartilages of the larynx. So our larynx is made up of two groups of cartilages. Those are the paired cartilages and the unpaired cartilages, right? The paired cartilages, here there are three paired cartilages, so it means they will be 6 in number, and the unpaired cartilages are 3, so they will be only 3. So the unpaired cartilages are mostly the larger ones, right? Here I have written that they are large, okay, and they comprise of thyroid cartilage, cricoid cartilage, and epiglottis, which I will show you right now in the images. Then the paired cartilages, right, they are 3. So there will be 2 arytenoid cartilage, 2 corniculate cartilages, and 2 cuneiform cartilages. So they are relatively little smaller than the unpaired cartilages. Okay, so let's see each cartilage, and it's a little bit detail about each cartilage. Okay, first of all, there is thyroid cartilage. It is the largest cartilage of the cartilages among the larynx, in the larynx, right? So this one you can see, this is the thyroid cartilage, right? If you follow the cursor of the mouse, so this is the thyroid cartilage, right? Here is it, the largest cartilage of the larynx, right? A little bit, some points about it. It is the most prominent and acts as a shield to protect the larynx. So if you touch your neck anteriorly, you will find anteriorly at the region of the thyroid gland. So you will find that there is an prominence region, there is an elevated region. So this is actually the laryngeal prominence, or it's called the Adam's apple. Right, Adam's apple, we can touch it. So I'm talking about this part, right? So here and here will be the two thyroid loops, right? And in between the two thyroid loops, there is this prominence region of the thyroid cartilage. This is called the Adam's apple, or the prominence region of the thyroid cartilage. Okay, then it consists of two quadrilateral lamina. Quadrilateral means 4 angular lamina which meet in front at the angle called thyroid angle. This part, right, this part interiorly, this is called the thyroid angle. This is one lamina and this is other lamina. The right lamina and the left lamina, both of them meet each other at the thyroid angle, which is an acute angle in males and obtuse in females, like suprapubic. Acute means it's smaller in male, and obtuse means a little bit relatively larger in females, right? So this part is called the thyroid angle, and both the laminae meet each other at the thyroid angle. The angle measures 90 degrees in male and 120 degrees in female. So this angle, if you follow the cursor of the marker, this angle which is made here by the combination of the two laminae, this angle is called the thyroid angle, and the angle here in males is 90 degrees and the angle here in females is 120 degrees. Thyroid angle is prominent in males and responsible for the prominence on the front of the neck, called the Adam's apple. As I told you in the beginning, that if you touch the neck region anteriorly, right, there you will see at the level of your thyroid gland, so there you will see that there is a prominent region. That exact region is called the Adam's apple. Okay, this was a little bit about the thyroid cartilage. Now there are certain attachments of the thyroid cartilage, right? Different substances are attached to its posterior surface and some substances are attached to its anterior surface. So this is the posterior part, right, and this is the anterior part of the thyroid cartilage. Now let's see attachments of the posterior surface. There is thyroepiglottic ligament. Thyroepiglottic ligament is there, okay. Then there is a pair of vestibular ligaments. You can see these are the two vestibular ligaments, right? So one in on the right side, one on the left side. Okay, and then there is a pair of vocal ligaments. So there are vocal ligaments also attached to it. So three important features, three important attachments: thyroepiglottic ligament, then there is the vestibular ligament, right, two in number, and then there is a pair of vocal ligaments. These, you see these attachments here. I'm talking about this point. So you can see this is the vestibular ligament. It is attached to the thyroid cartilage posteriorly. Okay, done. Here is the thyroepiglottic ligament. So you can see this is the epiglottis, right? And this is the thyro means thyroid and epiglottic means epiglottis. So thyroepiglottic ligament, right? Okay. Now next, what are the attachments of the posterior surface? So attachments in the posterior surface of the thyroid cartilage, these are the palatopharyngeus, right? Solfingopharyngeus and stylopharyngeus. So my dear friends, listen carefully. These are the ligaments, right, and these are the muscles which are attached to the posterior surface or posterior border of the thyroid cartilage. So there is a palatopharyngeus, there is solfingopharyngeus, and then there is stylopharyngeus muscle. So you can see this is the solfingopharyngeus muscle, right, palatopharyngeus muscle here, and then there is stylopharyngeus muscles. So all these three muscles are attached to the posterior borders of the thyroid cartilage. So it's a little bit introduction of the thyroid cartilage, these important points, right, and then the attachments of the posterior surface, and then the muscles on the posterior surface of the thyroid cartilage. Next, there is epiglottis. You can see here above I had told you the unpaired cartilages or the thyroid, and then there is the cricoid, and this one is the epiglottis. Now look carefully. Let us see about epiglottis. What is epiglottis? This flap-like cartilage, this is called epiglottis, right? This one. So in this image you can see it here. This is the epiglottis, right? Okay, epiglottis is a leaf-like structure or cartilage which extends from behind the hyoid bone. This one is hyoid bone, right? It extends behind the hyoid bone up to the base of the tongue. So here will be the base of the tongue. So thyroid cartilage begins at behind the hyoid bone and ends at the base of the tongue. It is broader upper. Yes, we see that at the upper end it's a little bit broader, and at the lower end it's at the laryngeal inlet it is narrower, right? Okay, while narrower at the end or the stalk. So this part of the epiglottis is called the stalk of the epiglottis, right? It's narrower and is pointed and connected to the posterior surface of the angle of the thyroid, as I had told you there. So thyroepiglottic ligament, right? So look here, this is the thyroepiglottic ligament. It connects it to the posterior surface. Then the interior surface of the epiglottis is connected with the base of the tongue, okay, by median and lateral glossoepiglottic folds. The depression on each side of the fold are called vallecula, right? So here are some certain depressions. So these depressions are called vallecula. So this was just a little bit the epiglottis, right? Then there is the cricoid cartilage. So cricoid cartilage is also unpaired cartilage of the thyroid of the larynx. So you can see this is cricoid unpaired cartilage. Okay, let's go down. Cricoid cartilage is the signet shaped or we say sign shaped ring of cartilage with a narrow anterior arch, okay, and a broad posterior lamina. So you can see this one is the cricoid cartilage. So interiorly, right, it is narrower, and posteriorly it's a little bit broader. Okay, the cricoid cartilage is situated above the C6. Okay, this is its location. Vertebra completely encircles the lumen of the larynx. Okay, it is considered as the foundation of stone of the larynx. So all the above parts of the larynx are situated above, superior to this cartilage, to this cricoid cartilage. That's why we say that it is the foundation for all the other parts of the larynx. The posterior surface of the lamina present a median ridge and two depressed areas on each side. Okay, so this one is, you can see here, this is the cricoid cartilage, and cricoid cartilage is located below the thyroid cartilage. So we discussed about the thyroid cartilage, we discussed about the epiglottis, we discussed about the cricoid cartilage. These were the unpaired cartilages of the larynx. Now there are paired cartilages, which are the arytenoid cartilages, corniculate cartilages, and cuneiform cartilages. Let us discuss a little bit about them. The paired arytenoid cartilages articulate with the lateral parts of the upper border of the cricoid cartilage. You can see here, these two are the arytenoid cartilages, right? These two. And they articulate with the posterior border of the upper border of the cricoid lamina or cricoid cartilage. Each arytenoid cartilage is pyramidal. Yes, we see they are pyramidal in shape. You can see here also they are pyramidal, a little bit pyramidal in shape. Okay, then at the apex they are narrower. There are three important parts of the arytenoid cartilage. As it is pyramidal in shape, so it has an apex, it has a base, and it has three surfaces. Okay, the posterior, anterior, lateral, and the medial, three surfaces, and two processes, muscular and vocal. Vocal is towards down, right, and muscular is upper. The muscular processes projects laterally and backward, whereas the vocal process directed forward. So these are the vocal processes, and these are the muscular processes. They are directed backward and they are directed anteriorly. The base of the arytenoid cartilage are concave and articulate with the upper border of lamina of cricoid cartilage that I have already told you. The base is prolonged anteriorly to form the vocal process and laterally to form the muscular process. Yes, we know that. The apex is curved posterior medially and articulates with the corniculate cartilage. So this is the apex of the arytenoid cartilage, and it articulates with the it articulates with which corniculate cartilages, right? So these two small cartilages are called the corniculate cartilages. Okay, you can see it also here. These are the corniculate cartilages, these small, right, and these are the arytenoid cartilages. So two arytenoid, look here, these are also the two arytenoid cartilages, and these are the corniculate cartilages. Let's move forward. Then the two corniculate cartilages, they are also known as cartilages of Santorini. These are too small. The smallest cartilages of the larynx are called the corniculate cartilages. They are conical nodules. It means they are very small, which articulate with the apices of the arytenoid. Apices means apex of the arytenoid cartilages. I have shown it here. So these are the two corniculate cartilages. Okay, friends. They are directed posterior medially and lie in the posterior parts of the epiglottic folds. Okay. Then there are cuneiform cartilages, or we call it cartilages of Wisberg. They are tiny rod shaped. They are little bit larger than the corniculate cartilage and lying posterior parts of the epiglottic folds just above the corniculate cartilages. So if you want to see them, these you can see, this is the arytenoid cartilage, this is the corniculate cartilage, and these are the cuneiform cartilages. Cone shape means, cuneiform means cone shaped cartilages. They are also shown here. Look, arytenoid cartilages, cuneiform cartilages, arytenoid cartilages, corniculate, two small cartilages, and these are the cuneiform cartilages. So friends, these were about the cartilages of the larynx. Inshallah, in the next lecture I will discuss about the joints which are present in your larynx. So see you guys in the next lecture.